Hello, hi. I didn't mean to put a starting soon screen up for this stream, but as soon as I kind of went live, well, when you gotta go, you know. What is this song? I shall link the music to. It's by a composer called Peter Grundy. Anyway, hello Tail, hello Zenon, hello Clace, hello Sharky, hello Halindia, hello Quebeco. Welcome to this stream, where we're just going to be, this is going to be like a creative stream. I did one a couple of weeks ago, and it was quite nice, you know. So what I'm thinking about doing is doing one every other Wednesday. Seeing how things get along and stuff. Oh, I still got that bar at the bottom. Just a minute. Let me just stretch that out. Stretch it. Stretch it. Okie dokie. Hello, Waze. How are you? Is there an evil cult in that world? Probably. Probably, yes. I would say so. Maybe a couple, maybe a few. How are you all? How's stuff and things? Marker groups, huh? Bundle together multiple marker pins and image layers. Single group you can overlay on your maps to create alternative views. For example, a map can have a group called Geographic Map, which is pins for the most important geological formations, and also an alternative version of your map displaying the geological of that region. I don't think I'll use them. You keep buffering? That sucks. It's no good. Some things are stressful. That's no good. Me? Yeah, I'm okay. You know, I'm pretty tired. I'm probably too tired to be doing this, to be frank. But it's all right. You know, I'll just bumble through. All right. So the points of these sort of streams is primarily, frankly, so that I get stuff done. Gives me like a timetabled time in the week where I like, okay, this is when you're going to do this. I work really well to timetables and stuff like that. But it's also, you know, maybe to you know, chat a bit about other world builders or people want to get into writing and stuff like that. You know, we got a bit of a chat, a bit of a gossip about how things are, any ideas you guys have and things, you know, whatever you like. Now I know that Clace and Waze are already in the world building cult in the Discord, so have their own projects, and we can have a look at them if those guys want. But I'm going to primarily be working on my world, which is called Iiosia, right here, and populating it with towns and cities and places of interest, because the main thing that I like, sort of going back, is you know, to the core of everything. I love maps. Maps are great. Maps are a whole lot of fun. So that's what I'm going to start with. I am going to start with maps. This is the old version of the world, which was done by an artist. I can't remember their name now, but it was many years ago. And I've redesigned the map because I felt that I had to. No, not in this project. My idea of Dwarf Kingdom would be that it's inhabited by giants, for whom the kingdom is way too small. That's a good idea. That is a great idea. So this map is awesome, and I love it. but I've remade it in some map making software, which I can't remember, but I can pull up if you guys want, and created this. So it's basically the same, just different. It is the same, but different. And I'm making this in World Anvil, which allows you to add maps and such like that. And what you can do then, as an example, what I'm going to be doing is, so we've got like an icon here, so I can say there's something there, and we can decide what sort of pin we want. I don't know why it's not doing it. You know what you think? Let me show you the rest of the world. If I can find it. Let's try that one. Yeah, it's called Wonder Draft. The map making software. No, that's not it. This might be it. Yeah, so that's where we're looking. So it is the size of Europe. But then this is the rest of the world. I've tried to make it not world-like as possible. And you know what, I think I did it. I think I managed. But yeah, Wonder Draft is pretty amazing. It's pretty awesome software. Where's the stream? There it is. But this is what we're focusing on right here. And that's all this. So, en this, what we can do is... Yeah, I love islands. They add a whole lot of stuff. Yeah, maybe. Is that in? This world has been kind of flooded. There's been like a calamity in the past, which we might get into as well. But pretty much, you know, all this used to be land. This was probably a lake, very large lake, and all this has got flooded in. I haven't actually done that map yet, but that's why all this is kind of like this, because even though this was the epicenter, it affected like many other places. So let's see. So we can create. Oh god. So what I'm looking for is like a port, maybe. Fine. Oh, come on. So I have a black port and call it Hellport, for example. And we can have a little description if we want, and we can also what's it link? We can make it link to the Hellport article, which I've done, and create the marker. Although, where's that appeared? Yeah, there we go. So now we've got that. So if we look at that, how it's going to look at on the website, there it is. And then you click that, and it brings you to the Hellport sort of summary, and then you can read the full article, which I think is really nice. So this stream is pretty much going to be me populating this with these points. Because I want to make the map like cool and stuff. Hello Rube, how are you? Happy halfway through the week. Well, more than halfway now. Only 2 days to go. So I'm going to be looking at this, because now we're looking at Magador. So there's Hellport there in Magador, and trying to, because I haven't touched this in 2 years. So it's all a bit vague for me. It's all a bit, I'm not really sure what some of these are anymore. So I'm going to write brief summaries of these from memory to try and just reignite you know, what I'd done before type thing. Hailport, it's alright. Halindia. You know, of places in the world, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. My creative stream is interrupting your creativity. How so? What were you up to? And yeah, Dueb, absolutely. Starbucks and McDonald's everywhere. So we need a Rustor. Because there's so many of these pins, I need to... I think Rustor is the capital. Appearing in the pop-up bottle, but I'm assuming is this. Okay, so... Rustor is the cap. Now, I don't want to type too much because I've actually like injured my index finger. I've just like nicked it at work, and so it actually hurts to type. So I won't be typing too much, and that's the idea. I just want to write a very brief description of what these places are, maybe a little bit about them and stuff, which is what this is designed for anyway, and then move on. Hiya, Death. How are you? You doing good? Alright, so we'll start as a cap. Mega. Oh, okay. I penciled that in to work on some dialogue and info points. Well, you can use me as background. You know, noise if you like. It's my left hand. You just got on auto map tiling working nicely. That sounds good. Hello, Barefoot. Hello, hello. How are you? What sort of map? Now, I don't know much about Rustor, to be honest. Do you know much about it? Magador is the whole world, by the way, is the whole its whole kind of thing is that it's a fantasy world that's kind of been ravaged by war and wrecked. So it's all fragmented, and you know, a lot of times the bad guys have won. So, for example, Orendor was a empire of man, of humans, but it actually got taken over by the undead. There was big quest and everything, demonic invasion and all that sort of stuff, and the demons won, pretty much. The bad guys won and turned Orendor into a land of undead and nasty things. So it's like a cursed land now. Rune was the most powerful. It was like the Empire in Warhammer. You know, it was for a time it was the most powerful lands of men. But it's since become really fragmented, and you know, civil wars rife. All these different electors and counts and nobles are I don't even know what that is. Back awful. And hello, by the way. Are you know, battling for their lands and stuff like that. Then we got the Scar, which is this mountainous region of ash, which is you know, home to various creatures and denizens and things like that. We got the Steppes, a vast area of steppes, obviously. Just a really sort of like wild wilderness. Wild wilderness, I know. Full of I'm thinking like some real outlandish things. Like, I mean, there's like centaurs there roaming the steppes, but there's also like giant landworms, like a bit like Dune, and Tremors, that sort of thing. And it's just kind of like out there. It's kind of weird. Then we got the Dwarf Kingdoms, or as it was, because that's been utterly decimated by earthquakes and tremors that have cast most of their holds into the sea. There is only 1 or 2 remaining, and what remains are the ones that are still there. The ruins are full of ghostly, deathly shadows of dwarves who haunt the halls and fill the whole place with like a chilling aura. But there's lots of treasure and stuff there as well. We got Nethica, where legend had it a giant meteor fell eons ago and have warped those who have settled there. So if you think about they're kind of based on the Descent, the bad guys in the Descent. So these cavers go into a cave and then they get lost, and they find out that these people down here who have been down there for ages, and they've developed perfectly to be underground, so they can't see, but their hearing is excellent, their smell's really good, and they're really adept at climbing around on rocks and stuff like that. Now, so the Gilf live here, and while they can see, they're kind of like that, but they're like really good at fishing and stuff. But there's lots of like gems here, and the Gilf worship what's known as the Silent Speaker, which is this giant stone in the middle of Nethica that gives them visions and stuff. And they worship it, and they pretty much sometimes decide, right, let's go to war with Rune, because the Silent Speaker told them to. Whether the Silent Speaker is sentient or not, I don't know. Whether it's just some weird rock that makes them high, and more than likely. That's them. The Outlands is a place where, with the corrupting aura of magic is high. Those who settle there develop weird animalistic traits. So there's people who like develop like claws or like spines coming out. Well, spikes coming out their spines, things like that. So it's a land of mutants and freaks. Obviously, very inhospitable. Down here we've got Aun. A bastion of order, if you like, but it's also kind of like Nazi-ish. So they're really insular. They don't really have a lot to do with a lot of the rest of the world. They're sort of like a cross between the Third Reich and High Elves. So they rely a lot on all of their. I don't know about Corval. I don't know. I mean, the worst thing you can do is, when someone's explaining their idea, is to say, "Oh, well, that's just like that." It's so freaking disheartening. But brilliant. Okay. So those guys rely on conscription and stuff. So they are the Nazi elves. But these guys aren't elves. They are not elves. They're humans, and they have a lot more to them than what I'm saying, but they're humans, they're not elves. I just said they're kind of like high elves in terms of like their architecture and things like that. But if high elves were a bit more like dark elves and also human, and there's a bit more to them as well, but pretty much that. But yeah, they're not freaking elves. This place is a land of demons and chaos. It stretches way, so this is all this, pretty much. This is just the tip of it. This is where the bad things come from. So it's kind of like your generic land of chaos and stuff, and I kind of dig that. I kind of like that. We got Greel. So these guys are kind of like skeletal demons almost, but not demons. They're really strong and very good at magic, but there's not many of them. There's not many of them who are fertile. They like going to war, and they assume their own dominion over other races and such. They have they like keeping slaves and stuff to do their bidding and stuff like that. So they're kind of a cross between sort of like vampires and dark elves, I guess, if you were going to go kind of that direction, and the undead. So, you know, they're kind of skeletal, but they're not undead. They're just really sort of drawn. And then we got Malarai, which is an ancient realm which has fallen into decay. There's lots of old ruins here which belong to a race called the Iiosia. They are, indeed. Yes, it's World Anvil. But in the war that happened ages ago, their entire civilization was destroyed. Most of it was cast into the sea. There is also mythical treasures and lands here as well. It is free. You can pay for it as well. But there's so this is a free option, but then you can pay to unlock stuff. But the free version is very, very usable. And then we got Zakura. This is a giant volcano that exploded and created the Scar, and it's a very volcanic, mountainous land, which is now home to the Grelkin, who are pretty much kind of trolls. They're really resistant to magic, and they're sort of these lumbering beasts, but they're pretty intelligent, and they're really good at metalworking. They create really good weapons and armor, but they're also really private and not particularly that friendly. And that's about it. So we're doing Magador. They're saying Rustar is the capital of Magador, and that's all I'm basically going to put with this one, I reckon. But we are going to link to a location, and I'm going to create an article. Oh, which I might. There we go. So what I'm trying to do is create a whole load of different articles and stuff that I can then go back to. Where did that go then? Where is it? Down there? Okay, fine. So Rustor can go up maybe like here. It is pretty cool. It's a really good tool. Really, really good. Now I do a lot from memory, so there are different you know, there's more to stuff, but how are you doing, Duke, by the way? It is good to see you. So we've also got Xanth. So Xanth was a dwarven settlement that was near a mine, so it needs to be maybe here. So it's like a city. And it's black. Is it with or without an E? Without. By Hills. It's a major center of mining in the area. That's good for me, I guess. Oh, it links to because what I want to do is create a whole load of articles that don't have anything in them, because then when I come onto this, I've got a lot of options. Oh, I used a piece of software called Wonderdraft to make it. Yeah, Death Incarnate, yes. So Xanth can be up here in the mountains. Alright, what else have we got? Down here. We've got Kalan. Oh, there's the breach there as well. Ah, yes, because of course there was lots of mountains along here, and the Griel could invade through the breach. So I'm guessing Kalan, and I don't remember Kalan at all. I could look it up, but I'd rather not. Is some kind of fortress city. So that's what I'm going to put. You can export it. I mean, that is one of my concerns, Rube, is that so I might put Kalan down here. Is that, you know, we create all this stuff onto worldanvil.com, and then worldanvil.com shuts down. You know, then what? So you can download everything off it in like a massive Word file type thing, or, well, you know, text file. But you can't really export it into a different web page thing, which is, you know, what I was sort of hoping for. Is it worth the price? I would say yes. I mean, it is really, really good. As Wiki software, you couldn't really ask for anything else, and, you know, for higher prices, you can have more worlds. I mean, just try it. You know, if you're interested, Duke, just try it with the I call it that. Just try it with the free version. Look around in it and stuff. Oh, I don't know, Death. Maybe. So maybe it's like a fortress or something we can do. Forest. Yeah, we can add all that sort of stuff as well, if we wanted to. I'm mostly concentrating on cities right now, though, just to populate the world. So about castle. Yeah, there is a castle, but yeah, okay, we can make it a castle. Castle Black.
New
Great or
species of
Griel?
creature has entered your dungeon.
Ah, Shark Bites. Hello, welcome to the stream, and thank you for the follow. You are now one of the people. Hi, Custer. Thank you. How are you doing? The music is by, I'm going to keep linking it. It's by Peter Grundy. He does some really, really good fantasy style music stuff. Yeah, so you upload an image and then you can just add things to it. And it's a settlement. So we're creating all these let's restart. I don't know why it keeps putting it down there though, that's weird. Although I think I need to use this one. I did use this before. Alright, so I think that's what I'll start doing anyway. So we've got Heliport there, which is one of the major ports in the world because it facilitates trade all around here between Rune and Zakara and Aun. So maybe it should be like down here rather than over there.
New species of creature has entered your dungeon.
Oh, Pink. Thank you for the follow. Very good of you. Well, the beauty of this is I can move things around. I think Callan should be down there. Maybe the port should be over here. One thing that I can't do, which I'd really like, apart from I can like all the way at the bottom, like down here. I just think it's a bit too near Griel. I don't really like that, you know. I want this bit to be like really dangerous for shipping. But Aun, I really want to have some valuable produce. So like I want it to be tucked away, like this one here. Move that down there like that. Nothing over here now. Because Rustor is like a stopping point between Xanth and Haleport. Maybe I'll have Rustor in the trees. Yeah, okay. We'll do it like that. No, I don't want it on the southern coast. I don't think... With the Grill doing what they're doing, I don't think any major settlements will sprout up here. So I might over here. So I can have like a river running down here as well, because Haleport is at the mouth of a large river. I mean, it would. Thing is that the description of this does say built in a low sweeping harbour, its location provides natural refuge for a great number of ships, and there's a river flows into the ocean here. So it is sat at like a really large bay. But if you look at this scale, there can be a bay there that it's just not on the map. 20% off. Yeah, there we go. I kind of like that. Yeah, I don't want the port to be near here, and I think all this will help protect it. Or like here. No, because I need a river flowing from here to here. So there'll be, you know, tributaries flowing like down here through Rustor to here. So I know, and it doesn't make any sense with the, I mean, to get it all the way here. It's fine. I can. I mean, I can also like just cop out and do this, you know, and go here, and go to Realms, and then go to, oh, Grier. See, it's Grier, but Griel. Ugh, that's kind of annoying. Because the Griel is the race. Grier is the place they live. There's one picture. I might have another one as well. Alright, let's go into races. There's a better picture of one. Oops. Yeah. I'm not sure what you want to know though. Give a little background about on the Grill raiding types. Something else. Oh no. They're just really sparse in population, so they keep the fertile shut away in specially built fortresses, so they have to breed there. Well, I'll let you guys read that for a bit if that's what you want to do. And again, living near them's a pain because they'll always be raiding and stuff and testing. Yeah, Iiosia is my site. I you know, made and wrote all this, but I haven't touched it in about 2 years. Anyway, so I'm going to stick with this. Oh, we don't do that. So we've made it all black. Let's do Aun next. So Aun was over here. See, it's sort of facing north here, whereas into the inner sea, which doesn't exist anymore. Hiya, Dan. I don't understand the question. All right, so where should we start? Where should we start with this? Pinnacle? I think Pinnacle's a temple. Because Aun is ruled over by martial prowess. So that's where people go to duel to be to get higher status in society. Yeah, this is what it's a wiki system for world building, exactly. It's also really good for RPGs as well, because you can sort of like integrate anyway, Pinnacle. You can integrate RPG systems into it and have like character sheets and stuff. Oh yeah, let's move the placement pin. All right, let's have a look. So, putting the form below. It's not below, but you know. All right, so we'll put Pinnacle like that. That seems like a really good. Nah, maybe not. Pinnacle up there. Okay, so. So it's like a. I've got a temple. System. Shrine. Church. Yeah, we'll go with church. Maybe. See what it looks like anyway. We can always change it. So we'll make these guys blue. Where in the people of Aun? I don't know. What do they do there? This is what I need to get back into. I need to like freaking thinking about stuff. That's it. That's it, Custer. I'm sure I've got a picture of it on here. Yeah, there it is. I'm gonna read this. All right. Pretty much, Death Incarnate. Yeah. All right, held in great reverence to all of Aun, where the seat of the weapons master, yeah, that's the person who actually rules the country, is decided if it is contested. House is the library wherein all of tomes of Aun's history and warcraft are kept. When the weapons master dies, his body is put on a boat and burned upon Lake Mirror-Shield, which lies close by. Yeah, well, lake can be up here. But I'm going to just copy what Death said, because, you know, I don't want to spend too long over any particular thing. I'm just refamiliarizing myself with the whole thing. It's more of a building, this, though, isn't it? Sweet. Okay. So next, Zaradon. I remember Zaradon. So Zaradon is kind of a main training camp. It's where all the militia go to get trained and stuff like that. It's the major military base, if you like. I think their capital's going to be here in Melis Lonoth, it's called, I think. But Zaradon, I think, is going to be over here, because it's also kind of close to here as well. I know, Tailkeeper. You like that? You like it? Thursday. Yeah, I did that on purpose. That's good. It's funny. It's a city, though. Yeah, at least it isn't that. At least it isn't that, yeah. But Thursday, there's a couple neat little things, but to be honest, I've forgotten most of them. But there's lots of nice little things I put in there that are just a bit kind of weird and odd. I might actually just change this a little bit, because you don't need to see all that. So I might do that and then move this up. Like this a bit. Like that. That works. That's better, isn't it? What I might do is actually try and remember what it is, and then go back to my main site and see if I remember it right. But what I put here will now be canon, probably, because the essence of what I remember is probably more important. And I do want to like revamp it a bit and make it a bit cleaner and so coming back after it about 10 years, I think 2 years. What I remember after 2 years is probably the core of the place. So Zaradon is the major. I'm gonna put there. Military. Damn it. Oh, well, that's very wrong. Damn it! That'll do. Mate, there we go. And we are going to link to, I'm going to call it, again, it's a settlement. Oh, is this what I put there? Oh, cool. How useful you are. See, look at all this down here. Oh dear. But yeah, the darkened woods and stuff like that. I might need to consult this for this sort of stuff. It's good of you. It's good of you. Let's see if I was right then. So Zaradon is a staging ground for sending troops into Magador and excursion into the sky. It's also the training ground of the Sword Maidens. Oh yeah, the Sword Maidens and the Ownish Cavalry. Then what's the warriors prefer to fight on foot? Okay, yeah, I was more or less right. I was more or less right. Right, Melis Lonoth. It's definitely in there. So this is their capital. Blue. No, they don't anymore. I think they, oops. They kind of do. A little bit. Like here. Because the steps go up. So they kind of do here. Because this is where Harrogate is. Which is also the name of a town really close to me. That's another little Easter egg. Because I live really close to Harrogate. So I just made it Harrogate. Anyway, so and I don't know. It didn't. Again, it was probably built by Aun to keep people out. So anyway, home to the nobility, and should we have a caste system? Yeah, why not? There's suddenly a caste system in Aun. There we go. I was reading about the one in India yesterday. No, Harrogate's nice. Lots of tea there. Tea makers and stuff. Because of well, Harrogate is the border town, and yeah, it would, because Magador, the way Magador became independent, if you like, became its own country, is because Aun used to own it, and then it fought for independence and won it at the gates of Harrogate, as I remember. So I kind of need it, and I was aware of that, so I had to put them together somehow. So rather than having them, so there's Harrogate there. So the border's still there. It's just very, very different now. Oh yeah, capital. I might even just put capital and not put city. Anyway, so it links to a location, which is I think there's lots of like temples and things there as well. Oh god. I need to stop moving stuff around. Next we've got a place called Glutton Gloat, which I'm going to put all the way out here in the marshes. Oh yeah, thank you. Second largest city. Second largest. Oh yeah, and its primary port. Oh, I got that very wrong. Though eager to trade their more exotic wares, the country is the port is renowned. So what was I thinking then? Hang on. Hello, genetic. Yes, we are. Oh, all right. I got them mixed up. Well, it's Millis here. So, Anith Char. Well, Anith Char is now the port, and Melis Lanoth is now the capital. They've swapped round. But anyway, yeah, Glutton Gloat. Glutton Gloat. How you doing, Genetic? It's good to see you. Make it one word. Glutton Gloat. Alright, so this is a slum? A village? Settlements, village. I guess village works. Alright, I'll make it... I'm not going to make it blue, actually, because it's not really part of Aun. I'm doing alright, thank you, Genetic. It's good of you to ask. I might make it grey. Because even though it's sort of like within Aun's page, yeah, it doesn't belong to anyone. It certainly doesn't belong in their jurisdiction, because you know how Aun's kind of like Nazis and stuff. So they really come down really hard on criminals and things like that. So this is where all the criminals go. This is where it's also like a really kind of like lawless place. It's like a slum in the middle of these swamps where no one really wants to go, and all the criminals, or all the outcasts and runaways, anyone who doesn't really fit. Not particularly just from Aun, you know, people go there from all over, but you know, because it's a safe haven for anybody who doesn't really belong anywhere else, who just needs a place where they won't be, you know, chastised for who they are. So, right here in the where this is, right there. So, in the, I'm just going to check what the marshes are called. Reekwind Marshes, I think. Where is it? Where are we looking? Oh, it's in the woods here. Oh, there's the Reekwind Swamp. See, Reekwind was no, now it's in the swamp. It's not in the forest, it's in the swamp. Because I believe there's another one who's in a forest. So, but yeah, now it's in the swamp. So there. I think it works better in a swamp than in a forest. So, you know, it sort of fits what I'm kind of going for. But Reekwind was a character in Planescape Torment. I spell Meager. Oh, there you go. So in Glow and Glow is a large slum sitting in the Reekwind Swamp. It's a lawless place where any criminal and outcast from Aun and elsewhere may drift to find some kind of meager refuge. There we go. Yeah, I kind of like the swamp. I'm gonna go with the swamp. I don't know why it's called Glut and Cloak, but oh wait. I kind of like the sound of it. And when I'm making these areas, I kind of think about cool places to set games and stuff. Whoops. Fun places to have characters go for adventures. That's also because you kind of want to make it realistic, but you also kind of want to make it fun enough as well. See what it looks like. Yeah, right. There we go. So now we have the Anith Char place, which is suddenly a port. Round here, maybe? Yeah, I mean, I reckon I remember Glut and Gloat really well. So I'm just not in the Darkened Woods anymore. It's in the Reekwind Swamp, but which I think is a change that I kind of like. So yeah, that's something that I remember really well. Hiya, Ginge. How are you? Very good of you to join. Hope you're doing good on this wet and windy Wednesday evening. Pretty nice. Anyway, I'm gonna have to grab this name. So yeah, it used to be the capital city of Aun, it's not anymore. Oh yeah, where are we gonna put it? Where's the oops. I keep dragging like everything around. Or well, I wouldn't say it was horrible. I kind of like it, but, you know. I'm weird. Maybe there. Kind of like it near the capital, though. Little what's it? Warm and wet. Yeah, wet and windy. So it's nice. It's a good writing stream weather, that's for sure. All right, so Anith Char. Okay, so Anith Char is the major port of Aun. And strict law to let's go with that. So it's the major port, keeps firm watch on foreigners because they don't like foreigners. They don't like foreigners here. Maintains a strict law to maintain order. I'm really thinking Aun needs something, you know, some sort of produce that's really unique to it. Maybe some sort of herbs or spices or dyes, things like that. I think that's all of the... that's going to grow there. Because it is kind of like more south than the others, so... Aun berries? Maybe. Renowned for its harsh rules and regulations infringed upon foreigners despite the proximity to the sea. The Irish people are not keen on seafarers fighting down the solid earth. That's yeah, they're not seafarers, aren't they? Aun. Aunberry wine. Yeah, they could do wine and stuff. Yeah, I kind of like that. So this whole area here can be like quite fertile, especially with this large delta here. Yeah, this actually kind of works. So so we can have like the Nile. Although not surrounded by desert, but you know, this comes from all up here. So whatever this river is, you know, really feeds into this fertile valley. So we can have lots and lots of grapes and various other produce that make Aun pretty rich. So how is it in Southern California? Yeah, so, well, there is a, if you zoom in, there is a river here as well, so. Is there a city in Iiosia where people aren't assholes? So it's not a stretch to think that, you know, stuff from here goes down there. Through the steps. Let's see. Well, in its heyday, Rune was really nice. But no, I don't want a place in Iiosia, like modern day Iiosia, which is actually kind of nice. Haleport's pretty okay, but it's ruled over by... See, there's no real law in Magador either. So it's kind of like the strongest rule, if you like. So this is... But they're not really at war with each other, like they are in Rune, who are trying to... recapture the heyday, you know, the yesteryear of Rune when it was powerful. And the guy who runs Haleport, I can't remember his name, but he went into Malarai and came back rich as hell, bought off a load of people and became ruler of Haleport and maintains order there. But the thing is, people go missing in, you know, at night, and this guy isn't seen in daytime too much, and doesn't seem to have aged very much. But I don't think it's vampirism, because vampirism is stuff that happens up here. This is the vampire bit, and that's what led to Rune breaking up. This is more demonic, but I've yet to work out the details. But generally, Haleport's probably the nicest place, and I really haven't worked out Brustow much at all. Because Malarai was the kingdom of the Aetia, and the Aetia delved too deeply and too greedily into magical affairs in their lust for power in the olden days, and invoked the Black Ark, which then attracted demons from over here, which then led to all this stuff happening. But there's lots of like magical artifacts in here that sort of related to that kind of thing. So yeah, I guess so. Yeah, Custer, that's a really good idea. But Aun has something that the other areas don't have, so people like need to go there and stuff. And of course, because Aun's so insular, you know, North Korea sort of thing going on, except a rich North Korea, they need to trade to get stuff that they don't have. Yeah, something like the poppy. But I don't see people in Aun being very heavy drinkers and or smokers, if you like, because they're very straight. Although there could be some corruption going in there with like the higher tiers of the higher castes. Hello, Snore. It's a redesign, Snore. It's a redesign. The old one is here, and I'm plopping stuff into this one because while this one is fantastic, I kind of like the layout of this one better. And how are you doing, Snow? How are you? Because this one fits into the whole world map thing that I've got going on here. This is what we're looking at. But yeah, Battle Edge, maybe. Maybe. I mean, Aun's really nice if you're an Auni citizen. But you still get pressed into military service and are probably going to die fighting, fighting either demons or the Griot. So, I don't want anywhere to be particularly nice. There are times in the history of the world where things were nice, especially in Rune, in its heyday. That was a really nice place. But yeah, we got a world map going on. Don't know much about it. Oh yeah, how is it? Yeah, exactly, Death. Which is why, like in the role-playing game, actually, I don't think I implemented this, but I meant to. People from Aun, like humans from Aun, you know, you can be a human from Aun who's on the run, pretty much, and they're really good at sword fighting and stuff like that because you've trained from a young age. But you're probably a bit of a git. Anyway, so yeah, this place goes to location. Oh, we're going to create a new thingy, which is a settlement. So I've got all these to fill in, which is like really nice. Because what I can do, yeah, exactly. That's not, yeah, is because I want to work on this every day, which can be quite intimidating. So if I have like lots of different articles that are unfinished, I can just scroll through them and think that's a really, you know, one I can sort of work on for a little bit and just add to it and then come back out and then work on something else. So I'm not working on the same thing all the time. Oh, I don't think I changed the label type. Yeah, okay, so hiya, Chris. Good to see you. Thank you. Of course, I won't be streaming it every night, but, you know. How are you doing, Chris? How are you? So we got a couple of geographical things here, which we didn't have with Magador. You're both called Chris Ware? Wow. I'm doing alright, thank you, Chris. I'm pretty tired, but I'm doing better than this, what I thought I would. So let's have a little look. So this one here. So in Aun. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, Harrogate. Let's do that one. Oh, sure, yeah. It's a different track, so maybe the mixing on that one was slightly different. I wish I could say I remember Pokemon, Chris. Sorry. Anyway, Harrogate. So, is here a great little... Oh, which... I knew I get it wrong. Independent. Okay, it links to a location which hasn't been created yet, amazingly enough. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, we've also got the Reekwind Swamp. We've got a swamp. Nice, okay. So you think... Mighty Fortress guards the only southern mountain pass through the spine which leads to Magador. It's held by a great reverence by both people Aun and Magador for the site of events which claims the history of both countries. Alright, yeah, a bit more vague with that, but I need to be a bit more obvious with this because I'm reminding myself. So should I make this a blue swamp? I think I should because it is part of Aun. And it's Greek Wind Swamp. Although I made it black. Blue, there we go. So the what I no, there might be a couple words on this, but swap. I've seen it. I've seen it. Well, it's a place with stuff in it. Why don't I just put that? It's a place with stuff in it, everyone. I'm gonna try and do a bit of work as well, but you're still here. Don't make me feel bad. Okay, but yeah, just let my dulcet tones work in your favor, type thing, you know, and be your muse, if you like. Anyway, so Reekwind Swamp is it's a swamp. Yeah, there are swamp things there. Delta. Oh no. Oh god, we need a name for this river. Unless I had one on here, which is unlikely because I think this river doesn't exist on this map. There's some rivers, but they don't have names. A name for a river. Is this on the delta of the the Armu, the river that runs through Aun. I could put that. Alright, so the Mecha River. Hi, Darmy. Thanks. You gotta think about language and stuff, and that's something I didn't do a lot when I was making all these. Now, the one that stands out, you know, is Zaradon, I guess. But the thing is with Aun is, the Atia, who were here and caused a lot of things to go on. Once everything kind of like, you know, was going to shit, pretty much they all settled in Aun, and Aun became pretty advanced because the Atia helped the humans who lived there, and so the humans in turn helped the Atia who kind of settled along with them. So there's like two major languages. There's the common tongue, which all humans speak because I can't be bothered with different languages for humans. But there's also the Atian tongue, and the Atian tongue has named stuff like Magador, which I think, you know, was eventually something else, which meant, you know, the wildlands and stuff like that. Indeed, Iiosia means turmoil. It's a whole land of turmoil. So, but also, like, the humans named Zaradon, but the Atia would have named Melisloneth, which means something, and Anithchar, which means something, because these are all Atian type names. So, but this can be either. This can be, but I reckon the humans would have had a name for the river before the Atia got there. So it can be a more generic. It doesn't have to be something like this. It could be something fairly mundane. So that would have been good, Ginge. But I'm looking for more sort of rustic, traditional, sort of. I love it. There you go. Love it. Of course, yeah. Why would they call it White Flow? It does work, except I reckon this is all quite slow and wide. So, because White Flow indicates rapids, which could up here, but I reckon here it wouldn't be. So, humans in your world speak different languages. I'm working on a second human language now. Might give myself too much work. I tried to keep things fairly simple when I could. I mean, it does make sense to me that they do. In my world, though, all humans originated from sort of like this area and kind of just spread out. So it makes sense that they share the same language. Even though, you know, it would make sense if they didn't, you know, because like Europe's a complete melting pot of different languages. And this, it all speaks the same, okay? Meek Flow. Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. I'll just put that. Things live there. All right, so it's see what you can do as well is link a map to it. Because what I might do is have something that says Aun, and then you can link a map to it, and then it'll be like a zoomed-in version of Aun with more detail and more stuff. And you can do that ad nauseum until like you get to like a room in someone's house. Yeah, it does. Which are all right. Hunted. Yeah, I just hunted. Anyway, it's a location. It's a It's a geographical location, and it's Requin Swamp. Yay! Let's see what that looks like. I'll put it over there then. Well, there you go, it's a swamp. Alright, we've also got stretches many miles to the south. Parties of adventurers from our and other lands venture there. It's habitat of many exotic birds, beasts, and plants, the spoils of which can be highly valued. Yeah, so kind of similar thing. That was when I was really... You can tell that I haven't written anything in freaking ages. Where I'm like, people go there and hunt things. Whereas my language back then was much more colourful. But it's fine. I wonder what that's doing there, because that isn't... Oh, I see, that's the chat, okay. So is the chat screwed up? Let me have a look. It is, oh. Not that it matters, really, because this isn't going anywhere, but... Oh, poor chat. There you go. You happy? I like your thinking, Ginge. Why don't I add that? I'm gonna put pottery first. Why is it? Ownish pottery. So people go in there just to get peat, and that will upset the local population. Local animals and stuff. Right, we've also got some woods. No, I'm not worried about it, Death. I'm not worried about it. I want to move on. Yeah, I don't want to spend forever. I just want to give myself an idea about what's there, then I can build on it later. So obviously I wouldn't say that they're, you know, every single fly and every single frog, you know, or stuff, but they would defend, yeah, they definitely defend their, because they think they're being attacked and stuff. They wouldn't want people coming near who, plus they'd be pretty angry at being driven out of Aun, so Aunish people going, you know, would probably try not to give it a wide berth and stuff. So, anyways, there's a there's the Darkened Woods. Okay, that sounds nice, doesn't it? Yes, the dead marshes. Hang on a minute. This has been a while. The dead marshes. Yes, yes, that is the name. So the Darkened Wood. I'm gonna go with Darkened Woods. Okay, so what is in here? Freaking stuff. So I don't know. Like hunting grounds, I guess, and I could always put the Darkened Woods up here because it's near the steps. Tendency to I'll just leave it at that. There's bad things in them. So fringes of Alan's northern borders, these woods are home to wild and dangerous beasts which have a tendency to wander into nearby farmlands. Western borders of Valen, not a place where citizens of Valen's venture, a dense wild place within which beasts and monsters lurk. Thus provides excellent hiding place for anyone willing to escape Ownish law. Hence, globally in there. But I think that the swamps are a safer place. Plus, if people were trying to get away, they would take the river, which flows down here. So that kind of works. Alright. So it goes to location. It goes to a new place. Which is that. And it's the Darkened Woods. Alright, I think that's how I'm done. Further from main cities too, yeah. I guess the more north you go, the wilder it gets. I don't have any detail on the steppes. That was an area that was really just not developed by me in the past at all. And it was kind of like just up here doing nothing. You could easily like go around it, whereas now it's sort of like between Rune and Aun and the Dwarf Kingdoms and stuff. So it's like right slap bang in them. Like you've got these two wilderness areas, the Scar and the steppes, right in the middle of the map. Which was sort of like my design. So again, for adventuring parties trying to get one place or another, like where do you go? You know, if you need to get to Aun or from Aun, do you go like south, like through this? Do you go north, like and towards Nethica and the wilds of this vast sea, or do you go through the steppes? You know, so I kind of wanted it to be a lot more difficult to get around. And also really sort of like hemming trade routes and stuff. So so I don't know if they're arid anymore. Steppes are aptly named due to their remote location and because more pressing concerns. Serious attempts to explore have not yet been made, you see, so. How big is the steppes? Is it called arid or warm one? Vary by region. It's a big area. It's you know, we're looking at like 100, 200 miles across. So it's a big area. I don't think that they're arid anymore, but they'll definitely be, I imagine, windswept. But I can imagine like lone caravans going across them. Now, whereas before they were just like in the middle of nowhere. Like, where would you go up here? Because there's nothing up here. There's Nethica up there. And the Dwarven Kingdoms have always been remote. But, you know, your three major powers are here. Three major lands. So there's a Scar in the middle, which is good. But yeah, you know. So yes, Super Ginge, there would be. There would be. But I'm going to leave the steps for now. I don't know how I would do this. Alright, let's maybe... do a semi kind of like... I don't really know how to class this though, but this could just be temporary. It's definitely not a camp. I mean, I could put camps on there, which is nice. We've got castles, we've got churches, we've got circles. And cities, danger, deserts, dish, dungeons, that's kind of cool. Exclamation mark, factories, not really a factory, farms, forests, fuel, hills, houses, invisible, mines. Oh, actually there is a mine in Magador. Maybe. Moons. Yeah, mountains. Nuclear, not quite. A panel. Planes. Oh, plane. Oh, there we go. Plane. I might make it grey again. Petrol station. Yeah, or a nuclear power plant. Or just a moon. Morrowind did it. Okay, so steps are a I like it. Alright, vast area of rolling hills interspersed with between. Some stone marker campsite that is manned. Yeah, there could be, because yeah, they'll definitely on a route like this, little settlements will pop up. I was thinking about nomadic tribes, but then you just go into like Mongol territory, so I wanted to stay away from it. It's so hard to like not fall into tropes, which you know it's full of anyway. But there are some of them that I like and some that I don't, and you know, nomadic tribes. Yeah, I'd prefer to add non-human elements, I think. I just don't want more humans there, really. Apart from on the trail, but I think, you know, off the trail will be semi-hostile things like, you know, the centaurs, kind of like herds of them roaming. I think I really like the idea of that and having their own kind of society in there. Giants, I'm thinking if I had them, they'd be up here. Yeah, if we have a look at the website and go into realms and steps. We have like, yeah, giants and weird stuff, weird things going on, which I kind of liked. You know, but wasn't really developed, and there was no need to go there. That was a big problem. There was no need to go there, whereas now there is, because it's like potentially a really nice trade route that's reasonably safe compared to and possibly quicker. I don't know. It's a long way to go by land. What feeds the rivers? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, I do make sure that it kind of makes sense by having the rivers meet with mountains. I mean, I did environmental science when I was at uni, so I know like how rivers work. And I know that's not what you were saying, but I just wanted to point that out, that, you know. Giant settlements could be a fun threat for caravans? Maybe. I do, Duke. You jealous? Hiya, Figgin. Welcome in. How are you? I knew that was wrong. Yeah, two O's in suspicion. Yeah, most travelers will travel by boat. But what I need to do, you know, the only reason that people won't travel by boat, because I know it's quicker, is, you know, if something isn't really viable anymore, and maybe, you know, with all this down here, this suddenly becomes more of an option. Indigenous, that's what I'm thinking of, right? No idea, I just saw that. And that's it. Indigenous. Wow, that was it. I'm gonna leave it at that. I got it. I got it. Death. I got it. Yes, Custer. Yes. Now this chat's been really good because already the steps is more fleshed out than it's ever been before. Just in this paragraph here. I don't need to put what's in there too much. I think it will link to a map. For now, I don't think it's going to link to anything. I could put like a location maybe and create a new group, yeah, called the steps. Because eventually there'll be geographical locations for it's just like nothing. Megadora now and stuff like that, but I won't put them in just yet. I love it, Death. I love it how you know so much about stuff. I know it doesn't help, but it's fascinating. Alright, so. Oh, I scrolled up to the Dwarf Kingdoms. Alright, so. I know one here. Vordal. Although that's not a pin. Vordal! This is a capital city. We're going to make the dwarves violet? We're going to run out of colours. No, I don't think it is a big deal. What if we... Thing is, I don't think we need more than one thing for the dwarves anyway, because this is all that's left of the dwarves. This thing right here, Vordal. Yeah. Yeah, Death. I suppose so. I suppose you are right. I suppose. Alright, so. Let me think of the right word. There you go. No, think of another word. Because they got wrecked, Ginge. They got wrecked. This was all solid at one point. Pretty much. There might have been like a river going here or something, but pretty much all this was cast down into the... Oh, look, we got it. We got a green mountain there. Was cast down into the sea, so all of their holds were... Yeah, I'll do mighty. Hewn? No, I can't from a... No, mighty mountain, you say, doesn't work. Cast into the abyss, indeed. So yeah, they really had a rough time, because also, you know, they were really kind of strong, so I had to get rid of them somehow. So Well, I'm thinking about that, Custer, because I do want to make my dwarves a bit less normal dwarfish. So, Mahusiv! I'm going to perform budding. I didn't spell it wrong, obviously. So yeah, because it's hard to make dwarves unique, really. One thing the dwarves do have is an affinity with fire and dragons, because in the olden days, even before any of this happened, they used to war, or at least fight with dragons quite a lot. And so, and they had like this really, really sort of like grudging respect for them. So, dragons form quite a lot of their architecture, and like in their ornate helms and things like that, they'll have dragon helms. So that's one thing that kind of like makes them a bit different, and so they revere fire. And yeah, they could have that. I don't want them to be sort of like immune to fire, because that's more of like the Grelkin sort of thing over here in Zakara. But you know, maybe they you know, really want to fly or something. I don't know, but the dwarves are tricky, and the thing is, there's so little of them left that it's hardly worth bothering with. But you know, people like dwarves, so I'll put them in. And this is their only settlement that's sort of left standing. Yeah, they would you know, develop that over time. Absolutely. Yeah, I get it, Ginger. So carry from off boating. No, I know I've used plane before, but you know, it's unlikely that people will click here and then here, so. Dwarf Fortress. That's what I'm going to put for that. No bother, Ginge. I really like, you know, the chat and the input, because I know that the whole fallen dwarf kingdom thing been done to death. You know, Warhammer, Lord of the Rings, they've all kind of like been there, done that sort of thing. But it's something that I really like, so I'll put it here. I really like the idea of this ancient people who, you know, Vordal holds the history of the world pretty much. The dwarves have been around for freaking forever, and they're really kind of like, you know, private and insular, which is what the kind of dwarves do. And they're the watchers of the world. They monitor everything, if you like, so they know what's going on. I don't know what Discworld trolls are like. I'm afraid I don't know Discworld. So they're kind of like passive and stuff, but yeah, they're so like old and wise. Anyway, Vordal was a mighty mountain stronghold which stands in the plains of ash. Cool. Okay, a region swirling with swirling storms of grey, just threatening to choke anyone blind, anyone caught in the open with them. Okay, these plains were formed when Vordal was assaulted by a mighty dragon many centuries ago. Maybe an army of dragons, I'll change that too. At that time, the lush forest covered everything, but the ensuing conflict, trees were burned away by the dragon fire and never grew back. They definitely have a scholarly side. Like the library in Vordal is the, you know, greatest library in the world. Only because it's so big. Yeah, they're very scholarly. There we go. You see, because deep within the mountain, the dwarves keep their libraries and their vaults. Thousands of tomes compiled by a generation of dwarf scribes line the shelves contain the most comprehensive account of the world's histories and knowledge. In the vaults, some of the world's most treasured and dangerous artifacts are kept. So I remember that. I kind of dig the dwarves. You know, I kind of like their thing. Yeah, I kind of went into the dwarves quite a bit. I was kind of, you know, I kind of dig them. But they are. I might make them a bit more scholarly and a bit less warrior-y. In you know, moving on. Hiya, Deadbeat. Welcome in. Anya Turner. Good to see you both. Yeah, dig them. You get it. Just like it. It's good. Oh, let's create a new article and link it. It's a settlement, I guess. Deadbeat and Turner. How are you both? Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's kind of nice. So I want to see what else I did with the dwarves. I'm going to cheat and go into this and see if I wrote anything about any of the other holds or not. Obviously alphabetical. Moron. No, I didn't. Yeah, see, there's lots of stuff about Vardal. Because on the map here, let me just go back here. See, I've got all these different holds like Melk, Vaughn, Vadrak, Dunth, Unlaw, things like that. But they're all, there's nothing there anymore. Is this the project linked on YouTube? Maybe. Where on YouTube? What program is this right here? This is worldanvil.com. It's a wiki building website, pretty much. All right, so that's the dwarves done. That was easy. We could do the plains of ash, of course. You know, we could add that. So it's what plain. We'll make him grey because it's, you know, kind of neutrally. Where's the pointer? Over here, you. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't generate maps. The map was made by software called Wonderdraft. This is not that map. This is the world map. We're looking at this bit right here. So Wonderdraft made the map. Well, I made the map in Wonderdraft. Then you can import it into this and add what we're doing now. No, it doesn't. I think I might put something like that in you know, about the dwarves, but I don't want to check it right now. But thankfully, the thing is, we know how this was made now, so. You think my world map looks like a bunch of spooky faces? Alright, tell me. Alright. So, yeah, okay, so we've got an eye here, an eye here. This is a nose, and then we got a mouth. Okay, I get that. I see that. This one? I mean, this, 2 eyes. And this is some sort of deformed creature, maybe? Sharky? What, up here? I don't see another one. Anyone else see another one? I definitely see this, though. And you know what? I kind of dig that. I really like that. The fact that that's a face. I love that. That's brilliant. Yeah, this is great. But I don't know what people have seen over here. But I really like the skull here. That was completely unintentional. But I really dig the fact that the world has a great big skull on it. That's fantastic. Broken in half. I don't see it. No, you're looking like this area. You see it? I don't see it, guys. I don't see it. I can't get that skull out of my head now, but I like it. So I might have, in answer to the dwarf question, we're gonna minimize this now before you guys get distracted. Yeah, I don't. I see the skull. I love that. There's a freaking skull there. That's great. But oh, what was I saying? Yeah. Apart from what the dwarves eat, I might have written about it, but I'm not too worried about it. The probably thousands of years ago, actually. Whilst it's in the stream tonight, don't miss you myself. Felt I should say I've been loving all the content recently. Images immediately tirelessly put on you. I wouldn't say tirelessly, but anyway, put on new videos and streams and don't charge a penny. So I said I'm charging my glass. Cheers, cheers, dude. I wouldn't go as far as tirelessly, but I appreciate it. Thanks. Picking my brain. Yeah, no, it's cool. Please do, please do. You know, all this stuff about this Silk Road thing going on here was great. Baron? Baron. Freaking. Because I am pretty tired. I gotta say, I'm quite tired right now. But it's okay. It's good. It's good. It's a good excuse for me to not be able to spell anything. You know. Oh, I didn't. Oh, there we go. Hang on. We're making loads and loads of freaking stuff here. So have a look at how this looks in presentation mode. So here we have the land, the world. Yeah, we got the Plains of Ash, and then the Darkened Woods, and Pinnacle. And here's one that's vaguely finished. Haleport. Click on it and get to that. Nice. Requin Swamp. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Isn't it cool? I know what you mean, Ginge, and I'm glad. I'm glad. That's a good side effect to these streams. It's a really good side effect. So you know, if people start writing because of this or whatever, then all the better. Because Waves was saying, you know, in the Discord that he'd like written a couple of things and then deleted them, and that's a shame because even if you write crap, at least you've written something you didn't write before. All right, what we do now? Nethica only has kind of like one thing, which is the silent speaker. So I'm gonna do this one again, because these are like areas of interest as opposed to places you'd go, I suppose. We did a bit of that, didn't we, Death? You can do that in World Anvil, you know. You can have people like access your worlds and then you can collaborate on things. You can do that in this. Obviously not to write a story. But yeah, you can add people to work on this. So I guess that's pretty cool. Hi Waze. Megro, I'm back now. Good, brilliant. This is triggering lots of stuff in your brain. Good stuff. I'm glad. Yeah, I mean, because I've, you know, the article I wrote on Hailport is just awful. But keep it, because it's better to add to something that's already there than approach a blank field, if you like. Yeah, Ginge. Hi, Classic Gamer. Want to be a writer? How do you come up with names for locations like Magador? Well, the thing I'd say is that don't worry about names, because they're the easiest thing to change. Because if you're writing in Word or any software, whatever, you can just use the replace function to just replace every single instance of that word. So if you don't like what you call something and think oh, actually no, that would work better, just things like that. So how do you come up with names for locations? Just you could use a name generator. You just go with cool sounding stuff. But you know, if you want to get really into it, there's videos online about how to do things. A lot of it is just to think about how things came about. So if you've got a good grasp about the setting that you're in, and you know where like things come from, or whatever, then you can make use of that. Because, you know, example being like America stole all of their place names from Britain, because obviously they came from this kind of area. So they're like, oh, let's make a new Washington, let's make a new whatever, you know. So you can sort of like work that sort of thing in. Makes you smile when bad guys have names that are plays on bad words. But I would, if you're just starting out, if you're purely just starting out, I would just go with stuff that you think sounds cool. With words, yeah, just go with that. Just go with that, yeah. Then if you don't like it, just you know, do a Control and F function or whatever, and go into replace regalia with something else, and boom, the world, you know, you've changed the world, just like that. It's when you get into different things like this, then it starts, you know, becoming awkward, because you got to change different stuff here and there. But anyway, the silent speaker. Yeah, I really freaking hate writing on stream. But it makes me do stuff. I gotta go turn the heating off, actually. It's getting pretty warm. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. I thought I'd give it a blast out before winter arrives properly. Check that it's working, and it is. So meet you later. Yeah, let's seriously. So this is more of a like a summary of Nethica rather than about the silent speaker, but I just want to get something there. Put this land, the area. So we'll make it a location. As opposed to a... no, it's a settlement. No worries, Waze. No worries. I know I shouldn't have the heating on until it's the depths of winter like a proper northerner, but, well... The islands would make up Nethica, formed eons ago when strange mysterious rock plummeted from the heavens and impacted deep into the earth. The impact shattered the land, scarring it forever, forming the harsh rocky islands that became Nethica, as well as creating a massive underground network of tunnels and passages under the ocean floor. Oh yeah, the Beneath. So that's kind of my version of the Underdark, but not quite as cool. And I don't know whether I'll keep it. But yeah, the Beneath. I remember the silent speaker. Heh. No, they're not blind. I never said they were blind. I said they were based off the creatures from the Descent who were blind. But the Gilth are not blind, but they're kind of similar to that kind of thing. But they go diving for fish because there's loads of, you know, they're on islands and cliffs and waves and stuff going on. So they eat mostly fish. So they need to, you know, they can see the fish. Oh, that's really cool. I like that. Hi, Orenworks. How are you? Anyway, oh, the Outlands. The Outlands are fairly simple as well. Alright, what have the Outlands got on them? They've only got about 2 or 3. So here's Holm. Oh no, Holm. Okay. Yeah, they come from the Dwarf Kingdoms. That'll be over here. Oh, this is an interesting one. Okay, so it's not an oh, asteroids. Wow, if only I'd known. It's not a capital. It's a village. It's a village. It's not. Village. Village. We can make it orange. Bloody South Yorkshire. Fuh. Iiosia Smeagol's, yes. No, that's yeah, they are a bit like Gollum. Yeah, very skittish, very kind of like agile, lean, lithe, you know, skinny, fairly muscular. So yeah. Home. Okay, right. Well. Fucking careful. Declare? Okay. Declared. Okay, good. So pretty much with home, I don't remember the guy's name, but there was a dwarven explorer who went all around here, and he founded a settlement here. There you go. A once large dwarf settlement, which once marked the northernmost point of the Dwarven Kingdom, was settled by the famous dwarf adventurer Magnus Fireheart, who was the only dwarf brave or man enough to attempt to sail northwards. He and his crew were missing and presumed dead for 40 years until word reached Vordal that Magnus had succeeded in his mission. I don't know if there's more to come. Of course, this is the dwarf word for home. Oh, okay. That's very startling. But yeah, pretty much he went up here and then declared himself like ruler of this area. Oh no, Ginge. And so the dwarves who were like in his expedition, and I imagine there's quite a lot. I think, you know, there's quite a few of them. Like he might have had a fleet of ships or something. But they settled here and created a settlement, and eventually they became the Halflings. Oh, don't tell me that looks a lot like Europe. Hello, Duck Nukem. How are ya? Yes, Aram. And they're always the halflings are kind of weird because they are inherently like inbred, because there's only so much of a gene pool to go around, and they became really kind of like nasty little critters. So halflings. So in the role playing game associated with this, you can play halflings, and you can be a knife halflings, but you can be a nice halfling. But halflings have a stigma attached to them. And most people aren't keen on them because they tend to be kind of like quite nasty, quite vicious and vindictive. So I've kind of flipped the the halfling thing on its head. So, like physically, anatomy-wise, they're kind of similar, but these halflings are they're not very nice, and they're just like mean. They're just like mean, really, just mean little gits. But really good at sneaking and dodging and being thieves, pretty much. But how are you doing, Duck? No, it's cool. I was done with that one. So that's home. I'm remaking a world that I did many years ago for a number of years, a long freaking time, and I kind of left it for 2 years, and now I'm trying to get back into it. So I'm using this site called World Anvil to create a wiki, and as part of the whole kind of like what they offer, if you like, is to be able to pin stuff on maps. So I've got this map, and I am now adding stuff to it from the old map. All right, we got Fang and we got Hearth. I think Fang is a hollowed out volcano. I think, yeah, all right. I think I remember Fang. All right, let's go with that. So we'll go with like mountain, I guess. Yeah, I'll make it. Well, it's a mountain, but all right. And it's called Fang, so it's not a mountain. It's one mountain, but still, we'll go with that. So. It is what remains. Thanks, Doug. I don't know. I mean, anything that has a landmass that goes like this, and then you've got like Africa down here. So I kind of get it, but I think there's enough there to make it not kind of Europe. And that'll do for that. It's a settlement. It's also kind of a building and a landmark, isn't it? But we'll just stick with that. Where have I put it? Where is it? It's all the way down there. So Fang can be there. It's kind of in a good place for it, isn't it? Fang could be described as the capital of the Outland, certainly the largest and highly populated settlement within its borders. Fang lies within a large dormant volcano, which is riddled with caverns and passageways carved eons ago through the flows of lava and volcanic activity which ran through the peak. Now the Ferian... Oh, they're not called Outlanders, they're called Ferian. Right, brilliant. I'll change that. Now use these structures as a basis of their middle settlement. Life within the mountain is subdivided into sections. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, they're not called Outlanders, they're called Ferian. Let's just change that. Outlanders is just something that they... people from the Outlands, but... I'll capitalise that, because I'm going to capitalise all the races. Because I think that was a good idea, I don't know. Yeah, they do. Absolutely, yeah. Because the Ferian are kind of like warped people. They're like mutants, I suppose. Do you think like people just gravitate towards like psychologically? Yeah, I think I have two. I have two because I have one here and I also have one down here in Owen, I think. I think it's just a psychological thing that's really hard to escape. But the world map's nothing like Earth. Okay, can we get that? Can I just get that from you? The giant skull in the middle that I freaking love. That's not Earth, yeah? You don't look at that and think, oh, that looks like America, yeah? The skull was completely accidental. Like, I didn't notice it until you guys saw it. Imagine how cool that looks like from space. You know, I color it all in and stuff. Yeah, thanks. That did not mean to make the skull. I haven't. No. Maybe I should? Okay, let's do Orindor. Oh no, wait, there was another one. There was Hearth. I don't remember Hearth at all. I'm gonna have to look that one up. I don't remember Hearth. That has escaped me. So maybe it's not necessary, but I think what Hearth is... Right here. We've got the edge there as well. I don't want Vikings, no. I want to stay as far away from Vikings as I can possibly manage. Yeah, Doc, absolutely. I don't remember Hearth. Let's have a look at it. Let's find out what it was. Alright, Hearth is built in the foothill of the Edge Mountain range. It's a trading settlement, pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty much a trading settlement that's now in decline, like the rest of the world. Oops. Messy desktop, I know. But no, I don't want Vikings. orcish Vikings. There's no orcs. Yeah, I also kind of want to not have any kind of like brutish barbarian type thing going on either. The closest thing is the Therian, but they're a little more complex. They're really kind of like the mutants and more kind of odd, but they're not like driven by destruction and stuff. They're just like outcasts and stuff. But porn is in games. Yeah, I want to stay away from. There's some tropes I really like, you know, like the dwarf, the Rex dwarf thing. I like, you know, but I don't like Vikings. I'm not too keen on giants, although they're kind of okay, and I don't like orcs, gnolls, you know, that sort of thing. Which makes it interesting coming up for like antagonistic sort of races. But what I do freaking love is the undead. Anyway, we'll do Hearth first. Yeah, well that's almost like these guys. The Therian are like a real kind of like just melting pot of things. I have played Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2, Duck. But some things just don't appeal to me, and Vikings is definitely one of them. I think it's just been done to death. You know, I'm just, ugh, Vikings, really. And yeah, I don't have elves either. There used to be elves. The closest thing I have to elves, well, not really, but cheers, Death, appreciate it. There's a race called the Tarchi, which used to live here in Grill, and they were like pretty much angels. Hello, Rattlehead. How are you? You doing good? And the Aetia, who lived here, even though they weren't at war with them, they were like really jealous of them because the Aetia were kind of like frail wizard types, you know, but really clever, but kind of like pretty immoral. So what they would do is, in the olden days, before humans had developed, they would take humans and take their soul away, pretty much, so they could use them as what was called husks, which was kind of like zombies, but they were still alive. And they would use them to do their bidding and menial tasks and stuff like that. And the Aetia hated the Tarchi because the Tarchi could fly, and they were like the best mages, you know, they were really sort of like good at spell weaving and magic and well, obviously magic, but art and music, and they created like the most beautiful city in the world, which I can't remember the name of it. But pretty much when things went down, the Aetia screwed the Tarchi, so that the Tarchi got cursed with dark, evil, black magics, and pretty much turned them into hideous, twisted, black monsters who they used to like live in the sun, you know, and you know get their energy from the sun and stuff like that, and now they have to live underground, and they're the complete opposite of what they were, and they're just turned into these shriveled, really like physically powerful. They've lost none of their magical prowess, but they just freaking hate everything, and they live in the mountains around Magador and up the Scar and stuff like that. And I kind of dig that. You know, I'm kind of proud of that. I think that's really cool. I like talking about that. That's made me like yeah. I enjoyed reminiscing about that. Anyway, so Hearth then. It's a village. And it is orange, and it's called Hearth. I mean, I love orcs. I love Warhammer orcs. Not Warhammer 40,000 particularly. Nothing against them, but I really love Warhammer orcs because I think they're so fierce and scary, but at the same time pretty funny. A bit like Skaven as well. They really mix that whole. These guys are kind of like actually kind of scary, but also they're kind of funny as well. Brilliant mix of humor and sort of serious threat. Anyway, so. Oh, in 40k, yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. I might put it over here. Skaven are great. Do you have any larger than humanoid factions with a culture? Yeah, the Grelkin. I'll actually do them next. I'll skip it over Orendor. But I love how, like, in 40k, like, their ships just fly and hold together because the orcs think they do. Yeah, that's it's good stuff. And they just, like, make things work by accident and stuff. It's great. Desperate or something. Dwell. Destitute dwell. I like it. I like it. That's nice. That's good. Okay. So Hearth sounds nice, but it's really not. Maybe I should put it. Maybe I should put it like down here on the here. So then it. Yeah, that kind of works. Yeah, we'll go with that. I can always move it later. Alright, so the Grelkin. They only have one major settlement, so that's why I want to do it first, but I can't remember what it's called. It's called Rud. So I might just do that again. Oh, where's the come here. So, fine. Entrance, yeah, okay. To the, I can't remember what it's called. Putrid Sea, that's it. Oh, that'll do. Alright, so. Yeah, the Grelkin are. I'll get a picture up, actually. No, it's best. Always helps to have pictures, doesn't it? So I'll add these in eventually. They're actually a high race. Cool. There's a dude. So I don't know. It skips like twice. There's an Atia. But yeah, they're sort of trollish, lumbering ogre type things. You know, really tall, vastly strong, and really good at metalworking, almost immune to fire. And they have a king, and they trade with the races, and some of them wander off to go and adventure. And indeed, one of the characters in my Iiosia group did play as a Grelkin. What made you get back to this? Need a bit of inspiration. Some of your projects are stalled. What made me get back into this? What made me get back into this? Sorry, I'll read death things first. Major, see, the Grelkin, housed largely within a vast complex of caverns inside the mountains, consists of multiple levels of metalwork, stores, and living quarters. A veritable fortress, Rud is nigh unassailable. From any attack, its weakness lies upon the shores of the putrid... Its weakness? Okay, from where a great many caves lead within the sea. Ah, yes, okay. Yeah, well done, Ginge. Well done. Hiya, Shelley. Hello. How it goes? So the Grelkin really like furs and fabrics and stuff, and everything they can grow on their mountainous volcanic rock they live in. So they like trading their metalworks because they make really good iron and steel, and they're really good engineers. They work a lot with, because they've got these sea gates that hold back the water to prevent them from flowing in or flooding the large inner bay. So they might actually, and while that sounds ridiculous, I like it. But yeah, they're great feats of engineering. They probably use like steam quite a lot. So I imagine these being quite industrious. Don't touch on it much on here, but I think coming back to it. Oh, there you go, steam and metal is the great. And they have no art or music. Yeah, Duck. I mean, you're right. You're right. It's just hard to, get away from the whole, strong barbarian sort of type of, archetype of race. I wonder if that. Hang on, let me just go into. So this is yeah, Cultists of Vengeance. That's what it was. So this is my role-playing game. Iiosia role-playing game. This isn't very good. My version of Dungeons and Dragons, and there's 3 modules for it. Cultists of Vengeance is the one that Ginge saw. I believe. This is much better. Ignitum role-playing game. Yes, Custo. There's not that many of them. So yeah, they have no problem bullying other races and stuff. Hang on, let me just link this. A lot of them don't want to go anywhere. They're quite happy where they are. They don't really have the drive to take over stuff. Thanks, Ginge. I almost went down that route, Death, when it was in development. It never really worked that well. I mean, maybe it'll do a better job than me. But when I was developing the system, it was really hard to make guidelines work. But, you know, if you played it and stuff. What should we do next? Should we do Griel, Malarai, Orendor, or Rune? That's all we've got left. Or Chikathamore. These ones are easier because they don't have... Well, the Griel's got quite a few things with it. Malarai, not so much. Orendor, not so much either. How big is the map? Hi, Paul. It's about as big as Europe. So this is the... let me open this again. Give you a better feel of it. Alright, Death. Hi, Dummer. Remember listening to your Lord videos on the other channel? Yeah, had a... well, has its own YouTube channel, and I'm actually recording this, so I might upload this onto the Iiosia channel, which will be the first upload there for quite a while. But we'll see. The only reason I'm recording it is because I forgot to not record it, and it just records by default. But now that it's there, I might just upload it. I'm doing alright, thank you, Paul. I'm doing okay. You don't have to tell me about it, Death, you know, because you just subscribed to it. Yeah, it's not been active for a while, Waze. It's not been active for a while. I just got burnt out. I think the reason that I stopped, I know someone asked why I started again, never answered, but the reason that I stopped is that I kind of NaNoWriMo. I don't know, I just got so burnt out with it that I just I just that's all it was burnout, you know. Hello, Yellow. Yeah, so and I was sort of like disappointed in myself in the fact that I didn't do it and that I kind of failed and stuff, and that disheartened me. Even though I should think, you know, well, I wrote 20,000 words. I got further in the story than I've ever got before, type thing. It was more a case of, oh, I failed, and you know, I had a lot of trouble turning that round. In fact, I don't think I ever did. Hence me not really touching this for 2 years. And it's not like the first time I'd done NaNoWriMo. I'd done it twice before. Once I'd succeeded and once I'd failed. So I don't know what it was about that time. But yeah, Super Dunge. I see how they can work for some people, but they don't work for me. I work better to a schedule rather than a target of words. I work more for, like, I want to do this for half an hour. So, you know, I stream for 3 hours and stuff like that. And I manage that a lot better than me trying to produce something at the end of it, sort of thing. I'm much better at time. It's taken me a while to realize that. And now that I have, I'm hoping to, you know, work that into what we're doing right now, by the way. What we're doing now. But yeah. So I think that's why I've kind of got back into it, is that I've sort of realized what works in terms of like Let's Plays and streams and stuff. Yeah, Paul, maybe. Yeah, it's mine. I made it in what the hell is it called? Keep forgetting what it's called. Wonderdraft. This is the software. This is the area we're looking at. Yes, Dunmer, absolutely. I can dedicate time, you know, and even if I write like a paragraph in half an hour, or I could write like 3 pages in half an hour, you know. But I spent half an hour, which is kind of what I work better at, you know. Anyway, Should we do Arendar? We'll do Arendar. Alright, what's in Arendar? Okay, Lombe, Fort Brax, Mishrak, Port Ironclad, and Paravon. Don't remember. We got the Ice Bite marches as well. Is that something? No. And the Forest of Mists. Marvelous. We did, Custer. We used to do creative streams every week, every Tuesday, I think there were. Yes, and Hendak. Exactly, Death. We'll get into that. There's a writing thing, but there's also like a world building cult. There's two different things. The world building cult is for people who are using World Anvil. Oh, by the way, Waze, if you're still here, do you want to set a target for the next 2 weeks about what we should do? But yeah, there's a writing thing. I can actually pull it up actually. I know I'm talking about it, but I can show you. Come over here. So we've got the writing thing here. Then this is the world Anvil cult where we just chat about what we're going to do. This is to motivate us make the world in World Anvil. Anyway, what's your goal for, what's the scale of my map? It's the size of Earth. So this is Earth. This is the size of Earth. So here's Europe right here. The reason I did that is because gravity works the same. The seasons are more or less the same. You know, the length of days and everything's more or less the same. So I don't want to bother with that kind of stuff. So I made it about the size of Earth. But Iiosia itself is only the size of Europe. Yes, you do, Paul. Alright, what's your goals for writing? Do you want to make some money? Do you want others to read your fantasy? Writing for yourself? Other? It's my own satisfaction, Yellow. It's my own satisfaction. I always felt there was something kind of lacking when I wasn't doing this, and it's nice to get back to it. Freaking Arendar, come on. I mean, I don't want to make money. Nothing I do sat in this chair is about money. Do I want people to read my fantasy when I get good at it? Maybe, you know, I want people to like it, and what I want is for people to kind of like look at what I'm doing and for people to go, yeah, that's really cool, because I really love that. But also, I want people to like think, I want to have a go at this, you know, or come away from this stream thinking about it, and then maybe do something that tomorrow that you wouldn't have done otherwise. That'd be really cool. Yeah, stupid Ginge. It's also this childlike thing, which I think I'd lost for a bit, or at least drifted away from. Yeah, not really lost, because I am quite childlike in my thinking. But, you know, this is sort of like a thing that I was really into, you know, as a teenager, and I've taken it more and more seriously. And while that's kind of a good thing, because the world gets more mature and more developed, it also makes me double take a lot and think, oh no, that doesn't work type thing, or that's not serious enough, and all that kind of stuff like that, you know. So it's that balance between making a decent world that works and still being able to like have fun with it and have a bit of a giggle and not take it too seriously. It's really difficult to make. I haven't read it, no. I don't read enough. I've been reading Lovecraft recently. Anyway, Arendar, freaking Arendar. Alright, so what have we got? Hendak, you ignorant barbaric slave. Yes, so Hendak. Alright, we'll do Hendak first. And Hendak can be here. Alright, so make your choice. Settlement. Settlement? No, I don't want desert. Alright, city. Green, grey. We had red. I'll do violet, actually. Where's me thingy thing? Put that there. Put it like... Have it sort of vaguely near here. Okay. So Hendak is a character in Baldur's Gate 2, and slight spoiler, but not really. He's a slave that you free, or you can free if you want to. And he was like a pit fighter. Hendak is all about pit fighting. It's this sort of like nothing town that sits between Orendar and Rune and doesn't really fit in either of them. And it's just a place where like fighters go to pit themselves against animals and stuff like that. So of yeah, Pandaka's down here. That's what that's going to be. No, because Orendar is a land of the undead. It's completely taken over by the undead. The only people who live there now are the people who maybe used to live in Orendar and refuse to give it up. But you don't trade with the undead. The only thing they want is your life. It doesn't really work. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Yeah, they're hostile undead. Yeah, they are. Yeah. But they're also kind of mindless. Like, there's no central thing. There's no central force behind them. What basically happened was the equivalent of a greater demon was summoned into Orendar and wrecked the place. And in this cataclysmic battle at the end, a very short story, because you know it hasn't really been written yet, this vast wave of dark magic was unleashed all over the world, which the heroes were trying to stop, but didn't this time. The heroes lost, and while they did kill the demon managed to unleash this wave of energy across the lands, and anything it touched, it killed and turned into undead and stuff, and like it raised all the corpses from the lands and stuff like that. So, and it just destroyed. It wrecked the country. So it was no longer a functioning system, if you like. I'm not sure, Custer. I don't think the gods exist. I don't think the gods exist in it. Though there are gods, there are many gods here and there. I don't know, to be honest with you, but I'm leaning towards the gods not existing. But it might be that could change. Anyway, I don't know. That's sort of got it, more or less. So, this is a... Oh, thanks, Summer. This was really badly written, but Hendak is pretty much a combination of, like, Rome, with the Colosseum and stuff, where, and yeah, if you've seen, like Django Unchained, where they made, like, black guys, like, kill each other for fun, you know, that's the sort of, like, thing it is, but it's got this whole kind of, like, thing where people go into Orindor and collect undead beasties, because it wasn't just humans, it was, like, all the animals were turned to undead, and then they'll bring them back, they'll capture them, bring them back, and then have people fight them, and then people will bet on them and stuff like that. And obviously it doesn't really fall into any particular country, but that's why I've called it Hendak. It's a little nod towards Baldur's Gate 2. So now we'll do... See, I've written some stories on here, like with Lombe. Oh yeah, there was... It's not really canon anymore, and it's not on the website. But I wrote quite a long story about... Yeah, Hollandia. Good, that's good stuff. You know how, like... I don't want to talk about that, I'll make me depressed. But anyway, well, there might be one, but I wrote quite a long story once called The Dawning of the Claw, and this was, you know, a teenage kind of story, so it was kind of cheesy and a bit rubbish, but that had a siege of Lombe, which is kind of like a major port, or at least it was, you know, because they could... I don't know where it was going. See, where's it a port to? You know, where does it go? Like here? I guess so. But anyway, there were and the antagonists in that were gnolls, just plain old Dungeons and Dragons gnolls, and I've taken them away. But I think that whole series of events happens before Orindor gets destroyed. Pretty much, there's a row in the Imperial, not in the Imperial, but you know, in the royal family, and the guy who loses is a mage, and he goes north to the Outlands and basically riles up the Ferians and manipulates them using mind magic and stuff, and forms an army and raids Orindor because he'd rather have the whole place destroyed than him not rule it. He's stopped, and he has to take Lombe, and that's where it stopped. So he didn't get very far really. And that's one of those things where, you know, they fight the thing off. You gotta go. Okay, Death. So I think that's going to be what... I think that's what's going to be canon now. So I've changed that from what I initially wrote. One of my favourite writers... Oh, God. Well, I really like Stephen King. From what I've written. From what I've read. The Gunslinger, I really like. Really love, like, the start of the Gunslinger. I think it was great. Paul, you going as well? Alright, I hope to see you on the Discord, though, Paul, yeah? It's funny to hear you refer to your own creations as canon, I guess. Yeah, just things develop, you know. Things develop and change. But like I say, I don't read enough Yellow. But I've been reading a lot of Lovecraft lately, and it's fascinating, like how ahead of his time he was. Like, absolutely fascinating how this was written so long ago. Anyway, so Lombe. I want to at least get this done. All right, so, but where is that? Where is Lombe now? Because we now have 2 ports. I don't know what Paravon is either. Anyway, so we'll do port. Violet. You're turning violet, Violet. So we can have Lombe like there. That kind of works. Of course, it doesn't anymore because if people came down from here... Ooh, that's tricky. Do you know that, which right influenced Lovecraft and made the world? It's probably... No, I don't. Isn't it interesting that everyone influenced everybody else? Nothing's truly original. But it's fascinating to read. Got a problem here now. Well, maybe Lombay isn't a port anymore. I read a lot of Robert E. Howard when I was a teenager. I could put it in the northern area, maybe, but that's a long way from anywhere. Yeah, this is an issue. Maybe we could actually have like a port here. Yeah, that actually works, because even though it's a... This is a freaking big lake, you know? Yeah, I'm going to put Lombay there. And then I can have a settlement here as well in Rune. And this is how they did a lot of trade, because it'll be quicker on there than through land. Yeah, it's a sea. It's not really a lake, is it? Alright, so... Port Violet. So this is... Lombay. So, Lombay used to be the... I don't want to put it on an island because that doesn't... That kind of spoils the story. Because then they could just... with the Therian invasion. Brave Vest. I think I've read Earthsea. Where's where to go? Yeah, this island here. Oh, it'll be smaller than that. Probably the size of Malta. What's the sea lake called? No idea. Never read Harry Potter, really. So there's that. There's Lombay. Now we can look at... Mishrak. So Mishrak is the capital of the undead now. What did I use down here? If I edit this, it's a capital blue. Okay. The Hobbit was good. I never... This, you know, some people are going to torture me for this, but I didn't enjoy Lord of the Rings. But I really like The Hobbit. But that's because I'm a filthy peasant, right? I know, I get it. I get it. I know I am. I'm noticing the chat like exploding. Of the flat? Of the foul? Alright, so Mishrak used to be the capital of Orendor. Doesn't matter what it was like, because now it's the epicenter of the foul magics which swirl around this now tainted land. To Mishrak, only the insane, the power-hungry, and the utterly corrupt venture. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, me too, Duke. While I'm still kind of like finding my writing style, I think that the pacier it is, the better. Mishrak was where the hell is it? Well, all the way down here, I guess. Yeah. The fight with the demon occurred. We can have it on this nice lake, yeah. Because it's kind of in the center of the country. That's where the demon wanted to unleash her powers, and did so. And, you know, because of that, it was the most corrupted. So the further out you get from this, the better it... Maybe I'll put it over here, actually. Doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, Rube, you know, just a bit wordy, just a bit... come on. You know, but I get why people... You know, he absolute trailblazer, I know. Alright, so that's that. Next is... We got Hendak. Port Ironclad. Yeah, I know this one quite well, because this is where the whole story about this started, because I've actually started writing this whole tale about this. So it's another port. It's another... Hang on, where are you? Come over here. There, right there. Good. Maybe further south, because there's some... It's near some mines. I do a bit as well, Duke. Yeah, I think so, like, nice and simple and punchy is nice. Everyone's got their strengths and weaknesses, though, right, Ginge? You know, I mean... That was what he did, though, you know, wasn't he? You know, with his... grasp of language was amazing. But then, you know, everybody after Tolkien just kind of copied him, and... I heard, like, some analogy being like, you know... Every fantasy author after Tolkien basically just went into his attic and rearranged it a bit, or something like that. You know, it's like you're not really changing anything, you're just kind of moving things around. And they've got a point. Hello, Farscald. Yeah, absolutely, Duck. Yeah, you're right. But how are you doing, Felsh and Droppin? Good to see you as well. Once I'm not going to put pot. All right, I'm getting tired, so I'm gonna have to stop soon. Oh, there's more than one. I just thought there was one Book of June because I own it and started it, and of course, you know, I don't read enough and stopped reading it, and then forgot what was going on, and so I didn't go back to it. But I didn't know there was more than one. Don't pay attention to what I'm writing. How is it? How is Song of Ice and Fire? Is that wordy, or is it quite... A lot of people have read it, so I don't think it'll be too bad in terms of wordiness, I'm going to say. The only thing that's stopping me sort of starting, well, not the only thing, but one of the things is that it's not finished. And, you know, heaven forbid, but, you know, if he dies before he finishes it, I mean, yeah, I mean, well, I know what Lord Game of Thrones is like, you know, when it used to be good. I'm just worried that it'll never be finished, or at least it won't be finished by him. I mean, you know, if the worst were to happen, then he'll have notes and he'll pass it. You know, he'll probably have some stuff passed down in case stuff does happen to, you know, family or whatever. But yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about. Do not want to talk about Game of Thrones. Can we not want to? Because I think he just stopped writing, didn't he? Because I think this Game of Thrones was just got so bad as it kind of left what he was doing, and it just got worse and worse and worse, that he was just like, I'm just gonna let that do its thing, and then I'll start again. But I can't. I just can't. But anyway, no, Duke. Anyway, Remnants, I don't know. So there are still people living in Orendor, because obviously the spell didn't wipe everybody out. It just wiped enough to completely eradicate law and order. But on the fringes, people still lived, and obviously a lot of them just left. But there are some who are proud of their country and wouldn't leave, and so remain in these really sort of tight-knit communities, always under siege from the undead, pretty much. Now, because the undead don't have a central, like, necromancer commanding them, they just kind of, like, just wander the lands, you know, at random. So they don't really come under attack, like, constantly, like you know, like in Light and the Living Dead and stuff like that. I know it's not quite the same, but it's not quite like that. It's it's more of, you know, by happenstance, you know, a group of them could get together. But yeah, I like some magical Chernobyl. I kind of like that, yeah. Used to be a good naval port, hence ironclad. The ironclad comes from the nearby hills, which were mined for iron. And then, so it was used a lot for, you know, it was traded there quite a bit, so it just became Point Ironclad. I don't know whether it's literal or not. How are you doing, Finley? How are you doing? I might end it there, you know. It's taken us freaking 3 hours to do this. I thought I'd do this and then do something else, but, you know, we just kind of like just got chatting and stuff, and it's been really nice. I know I've done more than what I would have done if I hadn't streamed. But, I have created some deities, but nothing too serious. Like, you know, I've just put them like... So, there are gods here and there. Whether any of them actually exist or have any influence, I don't know. Oh look, by the way. Almost. So I've written some stuff for the gods. Whether they, you know, will actively play a part, I don't know. But it's all there. It's all in there. All right, I'm going to stop the recording anyway. For, you know, if I decide to upload this to the Iiosia channel, surprise. Yeah, I might upload this and you know, just see how we go. So cheers for watching. If you sat through all that, I hope you enjoyed it. Doodaloo.